I noticed from a study from the Pew Research Center about religious restrictions around the world, they appear to be on the rise, according to this study. President Trump seems to be a strong proponent for religious freedom globally, according to his remarks last year at the United Nations General Assembly, and now his focus on foreign policy to protect religious freedom abroad. It seems like both of you have a global footprint. You're both international players. You're both involved in America and also beyond. And in working to promote religious freedom around the world, Imam Shareef, can you share your thoughts on why the United States sees religious freedom as a foreign policy priority? Why would that be a foreign policy priority for our country, from your viewpoint?
Yeah, certainly, as I mentioned earlier, about our democracy. And of course, that's one of our objectives, our strategic objectives also, to promote democracy, this type of democracy that we have, where that freedom, that first freedom that we have is practiced and protected globally. That's one of the reasons why the president, because he's upon our strategic documents, he's supposed to establish that. Now, again, as being the country that we are, being one of the youngest countries in human history, this new human society established upon that. This is one of the reasons why all the other countries look at us, because we do have people from there. We are a nation of nations. People from everywhere is here. They're here in America. Upon that, we have 40 nationalities represented in our mosque here in Washington D.C. One of them said before coming to America that they studied 18 different constitutions.
Wow!
And there was not one that could touch that came close to the one here in America. And this is one of the reasons why they look to America. You know, we're defenders of that. We're supposed to be defenders of that. And I would just, again, I say just a couple of days ago, I'm on Capitol Hill again, requesting of the president. Congress just passed to condemn what's happening in China with the Muslims there.
Yes.
And the president, he agreed with Congress, and he has some responsibility now to condemn them. And he hasn't done that yet.
I see.
And of course, members from that society in China, they're here and they petition our government, and it had worked. They looked at us, and it had worked, but now they're asking us to act on what now has been passed.
Yes.
You see, that's a strength that we have. And again, because it's an aspiration of every human soul. Every human soul can connect with that. And they see that better expressed in no other society than from America, despite the challenges that we're seeing right now because of our core and because of our foundation.
Yes, there's no doubt about that. America provides hope for people. And I'm glad that your work includes putting the president's feet to the fire in a way to follow through on our ideals and support those who are oppressed like that. It's part of the fabric of our country and of ourselves, we feel. Thank you very much, Imam.
Yeah, you know what they say, Howard, you know what it is? They say that politicians don't see the light until they feel the heat.
That's right. I've heard that often.
Yes.
Thank you. Dr. Murray, would you like to add any points from your experience internationally as well on this aspect of religious freedom being a global factor?
When we look at from the USA standpoint, I know, as Imam has brought up, there are certain things that this administration is doing. One of them that this administration has really been capitalizing on is the International Religious Freedom Roundtable. And what this is a group that convenes it's a private sector that comes together to address religious freedoms around the world. And then we reach out to the State Department. And what's unique is that the ambassador for international religious freedom is Ambassador Sam Brownback, who helps co-chair this particular roundtable that we convene almost on a weekly basis. It's almost every Tuesday we are meeting, and we bring up these kinds of issues like China with Uruguay's, and we look at North Korea, and we look at just every country, Nigeria especially right now, what is taking place in Nigeria. And what this roundtable does is, one is that a lot of the people that are made up from the roundtable have organizations, or they are connected with in-country staff or citizens. So we've even had defectors come and speak before Congress. We've had individuals come share pictures and stories about what's happened to family members because of the persecution in the countries that they reside in. And so what we do is we take an advocacy standpoint where we will draft letters to the State Department, to our president, that is then signed on by all of those that wish to from the roundtable. And then what we are doing is we are creating roundtables globally. So for example, we established one in South Korea, addressing North Korea issues. We have a roundtable in Nigeria. We have a roundtable. We've got right now 25 roundtables established with a goal of having 100 roundtables.
Whoa.
At the same time, parallel to that is the State Department is creating a international religious alliance. So they are looking for counterparts like Ambassador Brownback to come in and serve in that capacity to bring value, weight, and credibility to religious freedoms in those countries. Whoa. And so this particular criteria that is set there. So there are a lot of things that are being done in multiple levels that would have that really have a lot of weight in addressing these issues, because really, if anybody would pick up an international paper, or if you would just Google religious persecution globally, you would be astonished at how many people are dying every day because of their faith. You would be astonished at how many people are being imprisoned, being tortured, how we have people in India and in China and other places that are really feeling the pressures of their government because of their faith. There are even people where they are being arrested and then their organs are taken out, and their organs are sold internationally. And these are folks that are imprisoned and put into re-education camps. Instead of calling them prisons, they call them re-education camps.
Yes, sounds nice.
Yeah, see it in North Korea too. So internationally, America is looking at it and saying, look, we have to say enough is enough. And when it comes to humanity, and although we have our issues domestically and we need to safeguard those, but we also understand that when we look out around the world and see what's happening, we don't want the USA to ever become like that. So therefore, it's very important that when we see any kind of encroachment domestically, we need to give a very loud voice to it and demand immediate stop of any kind of actions by government in any way that encroaches upon religious freedom.
Amen. As I mentioned at the beginning, the title of our series includes "We Are All Children of God." Yeah. So it's natural for us to see the people who are being oppressed around the world as our brothers and sisters, and we should help them in any way we can. And I'm so grateful, Dr. Murray, for you and the Imam, the incredible work you're doing in exactly that. And we can see how important it is also to protect this First Amendment of ours that was given by the wisdom of the founding fathers. They somehow knew the most important right is the religious freedom right, and everything else kind of springs from that. If you don't have the right to worship, the right to follow your conscience, then everything else is definitely secondary to that right. So we can see why it's so important to support. If you enjoyed this discussion, please click the like button and the subscribe button. We'd also love to hear your thoughts on religious freedom.